Hi there, it's Catherine from 3Ps. This is another video in our nutrition and diet series. This one is about why very low calorie diets don't work, and it's based on the writing of Maia Lloyd, who is our nutritionist, our weight loss specialist, who's written a series of books for us which are called Weight Loss Clinic, Secrets and Recipes, and they're based on the program at her clinics in London. She has 5 clinics in London that do weight loss and nothing else and are incredibly successful. And she agreed to do some books with us, which we've just published on Amazon. The links are below this, but I just wanted to lift a section from her books. I thought it was a good one for us, which is why very low calorie diets don't work. So I'm just going to read from the book and then we'll just talk about what she says here. So she says, first of all, she says, why listen to me? It's a really good starting point. Well, I am a nutritionist with 5 specialist weight loss clinics. Yeah, we know that. I help clients to lose weight and keep it off. If someone pays to come and see me, they expect results. I often have clients for whom I am the last resort. They have tried to go it alone, they have tried group programs, they may even have tried various therapies. They have probably struggled with their weight for years. Some also have a history of addictions or recreational drug use, which in my experience can cause long-term low-grade depression or be part of a compulsive streak, both of which can result in overeating. Well, that's a sobering thought, isn't it? For those of you who might take your drugs at the weekends, not me, but some of you might. I do have clients for whom weight isn't only a very recent issue. Some lucky women don't have to worry about their weight in their teens, 20s or even 30s. But as menopause approaches, so their appetite increases, driven by hormonal changes. Suddenly, they can't get into any of their clothes. Others have worked so hard to be slim, over-exercising or ruthlessly sticking to 1,000 calories a day, that it has affected their overall well-being. Now I have clients who, thanks to the wonders of technology, are ruled by their Fitbits. The wristbands that measure the number of steps they do a day and even the quality of their sleep. Fitbitters can become totally fixated on inputting calorie details and reading their results so that it becomes an obsession. At the extreme end of this scale are those who go on liquid food replacement diets, aka very low calorie diets. That's VLCDs. So there we go. So she's now coming to what we want to talk about, which is very low calorie diets. She says, why very low calorie diets don't work. I have clients who have been on medically mandated extreme weight loss diets. These are sometimes recommended by doctors for those whose weight is contributing to a life-threatening illness or condition, such as liver disease, diabetes, high blood pressure and or high cholesterol. Those who want to have gastric bypass surgery are sometimes told they need to get their weight down beforehand. The reason is anaesthetic is often dangerous if you are severely overweight. And certainly swapping to a VCLD, a very low calorie diet, is for a few weeks can have a dramatic effect. Without the temptation of real food around, some people lose a lot of weight, 14 pounds or 5 kilos or more in a month, by just having 3 shakes a day. At some point, you are going to need, but, and it is a very big but, this weight loss is rarely sustainable. At some point, you are going to need to go back to normal food, and at this point, it can feel like the floodgates are opening. The extreme body hunger that can result from VCLDs, very low calorie diets, means that many people start eating and just can't stop. The speed at which someone loses weight on a VLCD, very low calorie diet, can also be a problem, as we know that when you crash diet, you lose muscle as well as fat. If taken to extremes, this sort of diet can actually cause wasting in the muscles of your heart, causing a heart attack. More prosaically, loss of muscle causes a slowdown in your metabolic rate, so that when you do go back to eating, you gain weight much more easily. It is not the imagination of those failed VLCDers to think that post-diet, they only have to look at a donut to gain a pound. It is actually true. The third problem is that VLCDs do not retrain you to enjoy eating healthy food, or to eat in balance, or control your portion size, or eat mindfully. All of these are important skills for keeping the weight off. VLCDs are about punishing yourself for the sins overeating of the past. One other version of VLCD I see at my clinics is that adopted by bodybuilders. Here we go. Those are bodybuilders in the audience. Let's see what she says about bodybuilding diets. Why eating like a bodybuilder doesn't work. There are many things that bodybuilders get right. Thank you. True bodybuilders strive for physical balance to create unity and symmetry in their physiques. However, they are not nutritionists. They are hyper-competitive, and it is all about competition. It is not fantasy to suggest that if you offered to inject a bodybuilder with a secret drug that would give them 5% body fat overnight, most would say yes without asking any more questions. Well, I wouldn't, but yeah, I know a lot that would. There are exceptions to this, and some bodybuilders do develop some expertise in nutrition, but the majority do not. They take their nutritional advice from other bodybuilders and just eat what the herd eats. So what are the good things that bodybuilders eat? A lot of chicken and tuna, antioxidant-packed sweet potato and high-protein boiled eggs, milk and yogurt. Not so good on the post-workout sugary drink and pre-workout coffee, high in caffeine, which disrupts blood sugar. The real problem with the bodybuilder diet is it is so restrictive. The proof of how grim it is lies in what happens in the off-season when they don't compete. As they know they won't be judged competitively on their physique, many loosen the nutritional reins and rebound eat. I think that is probably true. In the same way a dieter who falls off their diet immediately stuffs themselves on all the things they have not been allowed to eat, so many bodybuilders overeat in off-season. The result is they gain a lot of weight. Logic suggests that if their on-season diet was a bit more interesting, they wouldn't gain the weight in the off-season. Once they have gained the weight, you have to take it off again, and this means both working out really, really hard and cutting calories right back. This combination is incredibly punishing mentally and physically. I think we would agree that. As an example of this, a new client came to see me in one of my clinics. He was a physique model, and to me at least, he looked amazing. So what did he want to see me about? The issue was the cost he was paying to be lean. He was exhausted most of the time and actually had a mid-afternoon nap. This client was 22 years old. Why was he sleeping? His energy problems were undoubtedly caused by what he was eating. Breakfast was malted loaf, a semi-sweet processed bread. The bread was a highly refined wheat flour loaf with added dried fruit for sweetness. This was a cocktail of sucrose and fructose with high fructose corn syrup added for good measure. This cocktail guaranteed him a sugar rush immediately after he'd eaten, followed by an energy crash within 90 minutes. He felt dreadful mid-morning. Lunch was the same every day, a great-looking piece of broiled chicken breast and a large serving of white rice. No vegetables, no salad. It was low in nutrients and healthy fats and off the scale in sugar thanks to the white rice. And dinner was identical, broiled chicken and white rice. The boredom must have been unbelievable. This, in my experience, is a pretty typical bodybuilder diet. He was using the sugar to power his workout and the lean protein to build muscle, but he had nothing else to make the rest of his body work well. Low essential fats meant unstable or low mood and poor skin. A lack of antioxidants from the vegetables and fruit he wasn't eating was damaging his immune system, making him more liable to infection and problems associated with overtraining. The narrowness of his diet meant he was also likely to be depleted of other key minerals such as iron, zinc and magnesium, contributing to his feelings of tiredness and anxiety, and I would add to that cramp as well. Finally, a critical lack of fibre was putting him at risk of developing digestive problems and high cholesterol. The most important reason not to adopt a diet like this is how it makes you feel though. Even leaving aside the fact that your brain and hormonal systems cannot work effectively without healthy omega-3 fats, the massively restrictive nature of this sort of diet makes it impossible to be part of the world. You can't go out to eat, you can't eat at friends' houses, you probably have to eat alone even if you're at home with your family. As for my bodybuilder client, we worked together to agree an eating plan which he was confident would not raise his body fat, but I was confident would also give him energy to do more than sleep. We upped his vegetables with a lot of encouragement. He did not like vegetables, he said, and swapped the white rice for brown to increase fibre. We increased the variety of his meals. Key to all of this was creating a healthy brown bag lunch to stabilise his blood sugar so that reactive hyperglycemia didn't make him sleepy in the afternoon. Out went broiled chicken and white rice, in came Mexican bean dip with vegetables, lean coleslaw and sweet and sour pork, all recipes in this book. I am pleased to say he came second in his weight class at his National Physique Championships. So clearly his rich state was maintained, but his mood and energy levels were massively improved. So there we go. So what Maia Lloyd is saying is that any diet which is very restrictive, either because it's very, very low calorie or because it's very narrow, for example, a bodybuilder diet, are going to make you feel unwell, because certainly your systems won't work, your hormonal systems won't work. They're going to make you feel excluded because you can't eat with other people, so they actually isolate you, which is just not a good place to be, and they are not sustainable. So bodybuilders in their off-season gain huge amounts of weight, and people on very low-calorie diets, when they stop eating that way, massively overeat. So those systems just aren't systems that are going to take weight off and keep it off. What we are proposing in the Maia Lloyd books that we just published is a much more sustainable way of losing weight, which is to use normal foods but in the right balance and properly spaced meals. So if you are interested in looking at a more sustainable way of getting lean or staying lean, have a look at the books. I'll put the links below. Have a look at some other videos on this channel, because I've talked about some of the other books on this channel too. Give me your comments. If you do try to adopt any of the recipes, let me know how you go. I'd be really interested. I personally I think the recipes are really good, and I use a number of them, and I was really surprised actually at how nice they were. I thought, I was going to be looking at diet food, but we're not at all. It's much more, it's things like chili and sweet and sour pork, it's the sort of food that you might eat anyway, but just tweak to make it a food that will make you lean. Send me a message if you want to comment, or if you've got queries. You can contact me on hello@3pspublishing.com. You can also leave a comment below this video. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. It'd be great to have you. This whole channel is about fitness, diet, nutrition and resilience. So there's lots of videos on here with training routines, with particular technique around lifting weights, and also around motivation, exercise motivation, goal setting, and obviously diet and nutrition. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. I hope I've made you think about things. I hope I've made you maybe look at diet in a different way. If you are an expert in nutrition, I hope I've done you the right service in terms of what I'm saying about sugar. It's all based on the advice from our nutritionist. I'm a personal trainer, so I'm in the business of helping clients to get lean and stay lean. I hope to see you soon. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. I hope that you've got something from this video. Bye.